here, and we've got a ton of people joining us. Some of you may have attended VJAS before. VJAS stands for the Virginia Junior Academy of Science. Some of you, this might be your first time or you have an interest in applying. And so essentially what this is it is an annual science symposium, or basically like a conference. And it gives you the opportunity to share your science research that you've done for your science project to real scientists and experts in whatever field you've been working in. And this is also a competition. So students compete for awards and for scholarships. So that's what we're here for. And this year, as you might have guessed, it is going to be different, all right? So this year, the symposium will be on a Saturday, all right? So it's on Saturday, May 15th. So if you'd like to mark your calendar, you can. Another change for 2021 is this event will be all virtual, all right? So we won't be getting on a bus. We won't be heading to a college campus this year. It is all virtual. Another change, which is a welcome change for many of you. So many of you guys have complained to us about this in the past. All of the papers will be submitted online. Woo! No more 800 copies and mailing and gigantic rubber bands and paper clips. Like we're done with that. Like, thank higher powers for that. All right. So something that is new this year, because the papers are going to be submitted online, we need to look at these digital copies first before they get to VJAS. And so before you submit your paper to VJAS, we need to look at it and approve it. And so the way that we're going to be doing that, instead of you coming to my classroom or going to Miss McCourt and handing us the paper and we tell you what's wrong with it, we're not doing that. You're going to be completing a Canvas assignment in the Canvas page for VJAS to get that approval. All right. So now we're going to talk about what Miss McCourt and I are looking for in this Canvas assignment. All right. Miss McCourt, this is her jam, is hitting those rules. Do you want to go over the checklist?
Sure. So the first thing is that you want to make sure that your paper's in the right format. So really, you need to write the paper in Word. So if you did the paper in Google Docs, you should go into Google Docs and download it as a Word doc. Check that you have Times New Roman size 12 font, that you have set the margins in the Word doc for 1.1 inch. This way, if anything's shifting one way or the other, then you have that little bit of wiggle room. That was really important when we were printing the papers out. I'm not sure how important it's going to be this year, but I don't want to take the chance of getting disqualified because you're off by 1 point of an inch, right? So the problem with Google is you cannot set your margins in a Google Doc. So I want you to download it into a Word doc and then set the margins, check your font, make sure you have it. You can have 1.5 to 2.0 spacing between your lines. So if your paper is long and you're trying to squeeze it into that 14-page maximum, go for the 1.5. But if your paper is well within that 14-page max, keep it at 2. Okay? It's much easier for the reader to read it if it's double-spaced. And if they want to make notations or comments or questions that they have that they're going to ask you when you're doing the presentation. Some of these judges are old school. They might actually print the paper out at home and then have it in front of them while you're doing your presentation. So give them that edge so they feel comfortable. The 14-page maximum includes everything, including the appendix. Your appendix should have almost nothing in it. The VJS has shifted from having the appendix for the raw data and for pictures of your stuff and all that stuff. They're like, if you want to show us a picture of your setup, put it in the materials and methods. If you want to show us a picture of something in the results, put it in the results. Don't put it in the appendix and then say in your paper, go to the appendix to see this. They don't want to flip back and forth. Okay, they want it in the paper. So there's hardly anybody that I can think of that would even need an appendix. Okay, you're not putting on a title page. You're not putting your name on any pages. All of this is supposed to be anonymously judged. So if your name's on it anywhere, it's no longer anonymous, and they're going to DQ it and not even look at it. You will be filling out some forms online for them. And if you've done this before, you know you had those 3 pages of forms that you had to fill out, and we had to double check. We checked the box and you circled here and you highlighted this thing. That's going away, and you're going to be doing that online. And so that's where your name will be, and then your paper will be assigned a number, and that's how they will figure out who you are. You have to number your pages. So in the footer at the bottom of your paper, you will have a page number in the footer. You don't need a header, you just need the footer, and that's the only thing that can be outside of that 1-inch margin is that page number. When you put in your headings, they should be bolded. You can underline them or not, but bold and underlined is great. Make sure that they are that your paper is continuous, that even though you have these sections that are labeled, and we know that you handed them into us separately, you are putting them all together in one flowing document. And so there shouldn't be big white blank spots in your paper. Everything should be moved up so that it's continuous. I think I had everything.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Sorry. Finally, when you're finished doing all of that, then you make it into a PDF, and then you're going to upload it as a PDF.
Yes. So we need to see PDFs. The Canvas assignment will not allow you to upload a Google Doc or a Word doc. We've set it so that it will only accept .pdfs, all right? Okay, so this is just an overview of the timeline, just so you're aware of like how things are gonna progress, all right? So here we are at the top. We're at our interest meeting for today, so thank you for joining us. If you were late, you're coming at a great time because we're just about to summarize everything. All right, today you have some action items that you need to do. All right, so there's a Google form that you'll need to complete, and then you also need to join our Remind group. All right, this Canvas assignment that, you know, has your paper in the format that Ms. McCourt just, went through all of those things. This is due in 3 weeks, all right? So you've got plenty of time to spruce that up, to hit that whole checklist. You want to get it all, because just one of those things could get you, potentially disqualified. And we want to try to catch those. So that's why we're asking you to do this Canvas assignment. All right, so once you turn that in, we are going to provide you feedback. We'll let you know if you've missed something. We'll let you know if your margins are off or something like that, all right? Once you get that feedback, we are going to give you some really specific directions on how to apply through the VJAS portal, all right? It's a little bit tricky. It's the first year they've used it, and so they are still working out the kinks themselves. And so we want to try to give you some really great directions on how to do that. And that final application, submitting your paper, submitting out all the forms, and a $15 application fee is due to VJAS by March 10th. So we have more time this year than we have in the past. But, when you submit it to VJAS, it should be good. You should have done the Canvas assignment, gotten all the feedback, and it should be the polished, perfect copy ready to roll. Starting March 22nd is when they'll start letting us know who has been accepted to VJAS. And then for, the preparation of this, you're representing our school, all right? You're representing yourself. And so we are going to require you, to practice this presentation and have it, prepared so you're able to do a great job for the competition, essentially. And so this isn't just applying to something and then I got in and then I go. There's a little bit more commitment to this. We want you to be aware of that. We are going to be requiring you to practice your presentation, to submit it to us, and being ready to roll. And then this year, the conference itself will be via Zoom, or at least that's the platform that they've proposed to use. There will be opening session, lecture, and your presentations sessions will be virtual, as well as the ceremony. So all virtual. If you're wondering where I got this timeline from, everything that you need to participate in this is on our VJAS Canvas page. So if you have not joined that, please make sure that you do. All right, let's keep it moving. Sorry, went too fast. Okay, so what do you have to do? What are your action items today? There are 3 things that your behind needs to do today. All right, you need to join our Canvas course. The link is right here. All right, if you are not part of it and you want to be part of this, you need to be on that Canvas course. There's going to be assignments that you'll need to complete, all that good stuff. That's where you'll get all the info. Number 2, we need you to complete this Google form so we have your contact information, your partner's contact information, if you've got one, and your parents' info. All right, we need to be able to get a hold of you. And for those of you who participated last year, this was really essential. This was the only way that we were able to contact you. So need you to do that. And then also today, Miss McCourt needs you to join this Remind group. She's awesome about communicating and letting you know what you need to get done via text. So please join our Remind group by texting this code right here to this number. All right. And then finally,
you can do that right now.
Yeah, do it.
Do it now.
Do it now. Get out your phone. Go to the messages.
Blow up my email with, this one just joined and that one just joined.
Awesome. All right, guys. And then in 3 weeks, your paper needs to be in VJAS format, needs to be a PDF, and you need to submit it to the Canvas assignment. That assignment is open right now. So if you feel like extra energized by today's conversation and, you want to get it done, do it, okay? You don't have to wait 3 weeks. The sooner you get that done, the sooner we can give you feedback and, you can apply formally to VJAS. Okay, so at this time, we're going to go ahead and open up the floor for questions. If you have a question, you are welcome to type in the chat, or you can go ahead and raise your hand. We want you to be able to let us know if you need something. I also want to give a shout out to Miss Sotomayor for joining us. She is an amazing resource for VJAS. She has had many students, and Miss McCourt have had many students compete and win. So they know what they're doing. All right. It doesn't look like we've got any questions in the chat at the moment. However, if you have a question or a question arises or it's kind of like an individual question and you don't want to throw that out there to everybody, here's our contact info. You've got our email addresses here. You can also send us a Canvas message if you join our course like you are supposed to.